Hi, I'm Danny Lane again. Welcome to the instructional video for the G Tactical device. I've done the introduction. I've talked to you about the legalities, the uses of force, what this device can do, and now we're here to demonstrate some of the basic fundamentals. I'd like to introduce my son, Chris Lane. He's also a 4th degree black belt in martial arts with me. He's also a fitness and strength coach for Marshall University here in Huntington, West Virginia. What we have here is a very lightweight, weighs no more than 5 ounces, made out of aluminum device called the G Tactical Restraint device. This little device, put on somebody's arm in the right position with a little bit of movement, can keep you from using a high-impact weapon such as a flashlight, stun gun, nightstick, billy clubs, mace, pepper spray, all the tactical weapons that police officers, military, and private security people use. This can be done first. Once again, in the introduction, I explained about the confrontational continuum, which is basically the voice projection, where you're trying to use your voice to pacify the situation. If that escalates from there, then you have to go on something called passive restraint, where you're maybe grabbing the person to escort them along, trying to talk them out. If they jerk in, then it's very easy to jerk away from somebody. And Chris, as you can see, is a very strong person. If he grabs my wrist in any position, I can get away from that easily. And if he tries to escort me, you can always go away from the thumb. If he grabs me real tight, all I have to do, even in slow motion, is go away from the person's thumb. I'm not even jerking slowly. So the thumb is the weakest part on a man's hand. So it's very easy, if anybody with any training, to get away, and then you have a fist fight. So in order to keep from having the situation escalate into a combat situation where you have to use impact weapons, such as I described, you have on your side, which would be in a holster, this G Tactical device. It's already open. So if you're engaged here, just say, look, you're going to have to leave, or you're under arrest, and you pass there, you already have leverage. This is like an iron claw on his arm. You can't jerk out of it. Go ahead and try to move. You can see my grip to the fingers I have here. So if I twist it just a little bit, it creates pain compliance. He reacts immediately. If I go back the other way, he reacts immediately. So just a slight twist of the device cuts into the radial and ulnar bones, and also the nerves, to make the person react a certain way. And what I'm going to show you here in the next few minutes is a few different movements from different angles, from the front, the side, the rear. And I'm going to do this nice and slow, because this can be very painful and can be very dangerous if used ineffectively. That's why it's very important to get proper training and the use of it. But once again, this is very fast to learn. It's easy to use, and it's very, very, very effective. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to approach Chris from the front. I have the G-Tac in my right hand. There's a situation. We have kind of a standoff. Once again, I'm not going to cover the distance and so forth. I want to be outside range where I'm not getting hit, but I have to engage him. I'm going to reach in and grab him. Once I clamp the G-Tactical device on his wrist, his first reaction could be maybe to hit me. He starts to swing and kick at me. I twist it. Immediately, his thought process goes from his mind to hitting me to, look, I've got pain in my wrist. You also saw him go off balance. So if I see him draw his hand back, I twist. Immediately I come in with a basic jiu-jitsu technique of the wrist lock here, take him down. You'll notice my body movement will flow, and it was sitting right on the ground. By reversing the G-Tac this way, I'll roll him to his stomach, into an arrest position, and pin him down with my knee. That way I can bring the other hand back, get to the handcuffs. Variation of that, right hand on his left hand is coming in here. If I bring him down by twisting, I want to bring him down to the ground. If I have to, I could use a knee. If you had to, I can bring him right down to his ground. Then I can go ahead and reverse him right back up into this position again. What you want to do is you want to institute an immediate pain compliance. I'm using my center. All I did with my hand was twist it and bring it down to towards my belly button, where my center of energy is. If I didn't have this on him, and I try to do this, go ahead and try to get loose. Because if some people sweat, if they're clothing on, I can't do that move because I can't keep the grip. You can jerk loose. But with this device, with one hand, he tries to bring, he goes straight down immediately. I'm not causing injury to him, it's just pain compliance. So with just a little bit of knowledge and wrist manipulations on how we do basic judo, jiu-jitsu, and aikido, you're able to submit this person without using excessive force. Once again, on this one, I twist it up, I brought it down towards me. If I step back, put a little bit of my body weight into it, he's immediately on the ground. Once on the ground, I can let go of the G-tap, reverse the elbow, bring it up into here. If I need to keep squeezing, control here, without having to incapacitate it. It's all because of this one little device. What's great about this is you don't have to be a weightlifter, you don't have to be trained in martial arts, you don't have to weigh 200 pounds to take down a bigger man. It would be ideal for females, people of any weight, to be able to neutralize somebody else's strength. Okay, we're going to go across. I'm still at the front. This time I'm going to reach across here and grab this one. If he starts to go away, you still have the same situation. And what I'm going to do here is pull him towards me and be able to work on it. From this position, as I twist down, his elbow comes lower than his wrist. I'm able to activate his ulnar nerve here and take him down into an arm bar. If you wanted to, you could go ahead and put this right down into the face. Then you can do the same thing here. And then with your handcuffing positions. Okay? So, we're in this situation, we may be engaged. All of a sudden I have this on him, I pull it into this area. I lock his elbow on my hip bone. I have this position here. As I twist down, I have it. Now I use my knee, the shoulder lock. You see this? And I have the G-tap right up in here. So the knee, I have it incapacitated. By getting him in the handcuff position, I go back to the same thing. He's in the knee, so he goes left on his right. Once again, if I twist up, it gives me this option. If I twist down, it brings him up into this position here. You see immediately how the person reacts. If I pull it forward, it gives me the position to use this, manipulate him. All you have to do is just twist left and right. Anyway, you see the trigger right here releases it. Let it off. But if you once you have it on, unless that trigger is hit, it doesn't go off. Now you see there's some room in this area to play with, so it's not really tight on the person until you squeeze it down tight. So if they are locked in and they're complying with your orders, and then there's not any pain at all, but once they stop complying, you squeeze, then you manipulate with the use of your G-tactical device. Now we're going to do some escort positions from behind, like we're escorting somebody out. They're getting a little rowdy. I'm in from behind here. Like I said, right now, just locking on, just to tell the person, look, we don't want any trouble, we just want you to go. If they start to move up, this hand here is always on the shoulder because they're always trying to come up and hit you and try to hit me with your elbow. So just as soon as the elbow comes up, or if it does, this hand is blocking. Immediately, I can bring it right behind his back, and I have total control again. Bring him up on the toes for an escort. If you have to, you can always take him to the ground by submitting here, kicking out the legs, etc. Those are all part of just basic self-defense moves that we can teach in the police academies. So what we have is just the basic escort position. You kind of stay behind them, lock it on, and then if there's a situation Guard yourself, pull it down. Once it goes behind, come back around the neck. You can see right here, I have him nice and secure. If I wanted to, I could kick out his legs and take him to the ground, or I could put the Kansas City vascular choke on him and go to the ground with it. All right, once again, at another angle, I'm right on his left. Right now, I'm not squeezing it tight. If I see any aggression, he starts to hit me, then I go ahead and squeeze the handle. I twist it a little bit to the right, which made him go in that direction. Also put his focus off trying to hit me. I can follow through again with the wrist manipulation, put my whole body weight into it, take him down to the ground. Reverse this as we come around and guide him right up into your submission using your knees and your body weight. Get this other hand back here before you'll have some help. Anytime you still have this one here, you can always twist and apply pain if they won't stop moving. And your orders will be stop resisting and I'll stop using the pain. Sound pretty good? Alright. On this one, I'm going to go ahead and cross over. I've got him here. As he's starting to jerk loose, and I'm starting to get off balance, I'm going to go ahead and twist it a little bit to the right. I can move it beside him and push him down into an arm bar to get him onto the ground. There's a number of different ways. I'm going to push him down. I can use my knee, and I have his arm totally locked here. You can see I have a vice with my legs. I'm not even using this now. So, just a little bit of movement. If he starts to move, I spin. I twist it down a little bit. I put pressure on the arm and nerve. I also I have him in a knee lock position here. Going to the rest position, nice and easy. I have him in here. I'm asking for compliance. If he resists, I can squeeze and put more pressure with the G-Tac device on the wrist. A little variation of this. When the person starts moving, you don't really know exactly where you're going to end up and where they're going to end up. But if we're starting to move, what I'm going to do is direct him this way. I'm going to step under. When I step under, my elbow drives into the back of his neck and shoulder. I have full leverage pulling down to the ground at this point, right on his back. So I'm going to do it this point. It's almost like a dance move. I go out and flow. I step under, and I'm ready for the takedown. Immediately they're on their back, and then once they're on their back, it's very easy to roll them to their stomach. We'll do it nice and slow. I'm going out, stepping under, driving his shoulder with my elbow, taking him to the ground. To the ground. Once on the ground, deep in. Once again, you roll it right over to their stomach, and you have the handcuffing position. Right now we're going to do the passing. Come along. It's like I'm trying to escort him out. He's starting to get frisky and move. You reach for your device and you put it on. You ask them to comply. If they don't, and you put the pressure on them right here on the arm and radar nerve. As they go down, you can go ahead and use other compliance techniques. All I did there that was different is just twist it to my right. I also kind of drop my weight down. I can use any type of movement from here. If I need to get him back on his stomach, I would come back and bring him back. Any way you turn this, he will comply with it. Because it's like an iron claw right on the wrist. All you have to do is just twist it the direction you want him to go. So easy to use, so effective.